Oh, what's up, guys? That is called ASMR. It's supposed to make you feel tingly. Do you feel tingly? Does your body tingle? I'll try it again. Now that you know, try to feel a tingle. Ugh. Oh, I know I feel tingly. Anyway, we're actually gonna finish something. So, I was like, okay, enough pussyfooting around. We're going to actually finish something. I feel like one of those YouTubers who just like screams all of their stuff. Which I'm not. I'm kind of doing. I drank a Monster. What? Yo, what's up? What's up, Gamer Reality? How you doing? So here's the thing. I'm trying to make a banner for my channel, a professional one, since I'm an actually professional streamer now. And it didn't turn out well last night. If you want to watch that like 1 hour video, which I know you don't because I don't. So the size 2560 by 423. So basically, I'm making an Outrun style background. Outrun is like a game from the 80s, and it has like this really cool style to it of like a lot of like neon blues and purples and whatnot. So that's what I'm gonna do today, but I'm gonna actually like get some references because last night did not go well. So stone metal. Okay, cool. So I think I'm actually just gonna make everything in Photoshop because I tried to do it in Illustrator and it just didn't work out. And I'm gonna have to move it to Illustrator eventually. I know my style is more like make stuff. My style's make stuff in Photoshop or Illustrator, then move it to Photoshop. But I think I'm going to do more just like actually straight up Photoshop because that's actually what a lot of people do. So let's do this again. Was it 2560 by 423? Resolution 300. It's gonna be high quality. Cool. Okay. So first, maybe I should do Kiltra. So what exactly is going on tonight? With me personally or on the stream? Because they're very different answers. One gets sexual, and that one's what I'm doing on stream. So, I think I'm going to do less power up, because that's my channel. So let's make this black, or let's just do the gradient overlay, or no, let's fill it in with the color, then we can do the gradient overlay, just so that we can get the right font. So I'm going to use the same one that I was using before, League Spartan, and let's just make this bigger, like so that it fills up the entire background. Center it, because I want to plan this out a little bit more than it was before. So I think I'm going to if I have a background, I think this will be fine, honestly. So let's do the gradient overlay. We can get rid of the color. And cantaloupe shampoo, we're not bringing that up. I didn't come here to be cyberbullied. I came here to have a good time, and right now I'm not, because I feel so attacked. Anyway, we're gonna make the Outrun style colors. So we're going from a blue on the top. So a blue to gray to white to purple and then back down to white. I know you can't see the box, but trust me, it's doing stuff. Turn the opacity all the way up. And why is there this weird, disgusting yellow there? Okay, so it's somewhat like that. The purple has more of a sharpness, I guess, in the edges, because it's supposed to like simulate like a mountain or something there. But we could always add another layer and then like carve out the mountains and just apply it to the back. Game Reality, 0 people usually watch. This is actually the first time someone has watched that I hadn't forced to watch this stream. So thanks for tuning in. And if you tune out, I'm taking you off my contact list. Okay, so that should be good for now. Let's just work on doing the bevel and emboss, which looks more like a drop shadow, to be honest, with a gradient. So hold on, let's try the drop shadow. Yeah, if I make it like the edges harder, so take down the size like that. Oh, it doesn't look necessarily beveled. Oh, we want to get rid of the drop shadow. So technique, chisel hard. We want the outer bevel. Highlight mode, we're gonna bring to purple. Highlight mode, purple. Yes, Patrick, I do remember you. And then the shadows are going to be purple. Kind of like that. I don't like this inside of like the A and stuff. So let's take the size down a little bit. Okay, that's actually, yeah, okay. I'm gonna increase the kerning. If I can find the window for it. Oh geez, I'm opening up programs and stuff. I'm gonna open up the text, or the characters panel rather, and increase the tracking, just so that the letters don't like collide with each other. And then let's make a background as well. And fill that in with black, or no, let's go with like a purple, like a dark purple. Then fill it in. Okay, well it's gonna look better. I have like this these like wire frame backgrounds that are gonna look good with it. So we can add the harsh the harshness of the purple where like the mountains start. And I don't know if I'm gonna do mountains necessarily, but I can add a like a darker purple to right here. which is almost black, but not quite. You can still tell it's purple. So something kind of like that, except let's make this even more. And then we still want to see it fade out to white. So let's fix that up a little bit. So it's gonna fade out to white pretty early on from the example I'm looking at. So something about right there. This is just a lot of tweaking, so I think something like that I think works. So let's also mess with the effects of the text. So I think, okay, what we're gonna do, or what I'm going to try to do, is mess with the bevel and emboss to make it like the highlight mode and all this look a little bit better. So if you put that on different blending modes, the highlights we want to overlay and this multiply, I'm pretty sure. If we raise the opacity of this and the opacity of this, let's make this like a lighter blue, like almost like a neon or cyan blue. Okay, I'm going to look up a background, which I kind of have like unorganized a little bit, but I'll be able to find it. Just give me a second. SPC. I buy so many like texture packs and all these other things that like I have to like organize them. Okay, see, I found that pretty easily. So they have them in an EPS, but then they also have they're JPEGs, but I couldn't work with that. Alright, so I'm gonna find one that I like, and this one looks pretty good. And it looks kind of bad right now, but then once I save it, and it still looks bad. Cool. That is not what I wanted at all. Okay, so I'm gonna do the okay, so 252. 252 is the one I want. I'm gonna open that in Illustrator because Illustrator is for vectors, and vectors, if you scale them up really big, they don't change quality. So what I'm going to do is make it the size of, or make the artboard the size that the banner is. So that'd be 560 and then 423. I should probably switch it over to Illustrator, shouldn't I? Illustrator. Huh. Okay, it's not showing up, which is fantastic, I guess. It's going fantastic. Okay. Okay, well, I guess I'll just be I'll be quick with this then. What I'm doing is I'm using the EPS version of the thing that I want to make it big so that it doesn't pixelate when I put it in. So I actually want to make the artboard bigger. So let's go to like 1500, just so that I have more to work with and I can actually like use everything and choose what I want to use. And then I can go back to Photoshop where it's actually working and then edit it in there. Cool. So I'm gonna export that. Export that as a PNG to my desktop in the stream folder. Make that high quality, and okay, so I rendered it out. Now I'm going to go back to Photoshop and open up that texture that I just made. Alright, so let's drag that in, and now it's a bigger quality. Even though like right now it doesn't look like it, once I hit that check mark, it's going to look a little bit better. So let's scale this up and put it behind everything. So this is the background that I was talking about before that looks kind of like the Outrun style. So it's going to be kind of like that. And then we can add a gradient layer over that. So gradient overlay, and then probably keep the cyan, and let's add like a cyan and bright purple. So just add the cyan in, and then it's fading to purple already, but let's do like neon purple, kind of. I guess it's just like a vibrant purple. And then gradient tool. Nope, okay. So we're just going to use the pop-up window and then mess with the scale of it. So I guess, yeah, something kind of like that. And then for this, the edges aren't solid, which I don't know why they would. Contour, no, texture's not doing it. Depth, size, direction, up, down. I think because if I do inner bevel, that's what it does. Huh, let's look at that actually. That looks pretty decent. So then if we change the colors of the highlight and contrast, or the highlights and shadows, could probably get something pretty decent. I'm gonna put music on because I'm like listening to myself talk and it's like tripping me out a little bit. Okay, cool. So basically what the problem is that this is too cyan for me, and I want it to more like match what the actual gradient of the words is. So it actually updates in like a live feed, which is nice. So let's move it towards like more of a brighter blue, or maybe like a pink even. Okay, so something like that. We can also bring down the opacity a little bit, just so that it's not so in your face. And then maybe blue for the shadows. So something kind of like that. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. So something else that I think would look kind of cool is regarding the background. So that's kind of why I made it so big, is because like I knew, oh my gosh, I knew I wanted to use this, or like, what am I trying to say? I knew I wanted to use this, but I just didn't know which part. Like, did I just like want to do the top like that? But I think I want to use just this bottom piece, and then like add in mountains behind it. So let's just get rid of that for now, and then move this over a little, just this guy. Alright, so I want to move that over like that. Which I think this looks decent. I would need to change this background layer. So let's get rid of that, and then let's use this sort of style, but get rid of that, and then we're gonna like switch the like, I guess, mountain reflection that we see in the mountain reflection that we see in the letters, but we're just gonna like flip that around a little bit, and then I want blue to come down like that. No. I think if I just do like a pink to purple. So something like that. And then have that over it. I don't know. I feel like I should add more to this, or at least fix what I already have. Like the gradient for this, I feel, is a little bit off. So hold on, let's just make it a little bit like softer, I guess. Alright, so yeah, something more like that. And I know I could just download a gradient online and apply it here, but I'm trying to like do stuff myself and actually like problem solve, and that's kind of what the stream is just to help me like actually see a project through, which obviously if you like see any of the past streams isn't exactly what happens. But that's why I decided tonight, whatever I have, I'm going to put it up. It's going to be a little bit better. Just whatever. I should probably like put my socials on here. But I kind of just want to like keep it strictly to the art. One thing that I did, if we duplicate this, one thing that I did like with my other stuff, is did some sort of like it's like the way that they described it in the video that I saw was a dreamy effect. So what I'm gonna do is just like basically get a like an outline of all the edges, and you do that by doing the high pass filter and then clicking overlay. And it's not very noticeable right now, but you can actually kind of see how it makes all the edges stand out a little bit more. And this is kind of like with the outrun style, is to make it sort of like glitchy. And I wonder if I have more of like a scripty font, because like since I didn't like expand this in any like weird way, I can still just like edit the font, and then all the work that I did is kind of saved. But I want to find more of like an outrun style font. Which I can search by script. I don't really have anything that matches it that well. Okay, well, I'm gonna go font shopping real quick, because that looks okay, but let's do script and just try to find one that like matches the style. So if you don't know what Typekit is, it's like Adobe's font library. Okay, so I found a contender. Oh, jeez. I guess my sound is still on. Which, you heard that. Okay, so good. That's synced. I think I'm logged in. Wait, I didn't even know the name of that font. Scriptorama. Okay, so I think I found one that I want to try out. Scriptorama. That's not exactly what I want. I found one at work that was really good, but I don't think I have it installed, and I don't know the name of it. All right, Scriptorama is okay. I want like a more thicker brush one. And all these are like really, like, I guess scripty is kind of what I'm looking for. I'm gonna go to handwritten. Okay, so that one looks good. No, that one is, I already downloaded that one. Flood looks good. I'm looking at my TV right now, and it really hurts my neck. That is such a first world problem that I'm hurting my head looking at one of my 3 monitors. Okay, so oh shit, I have to buy that one? Bro, that's not what I signed up for. Okay, and then let's sync down. So the two that we're going to try is called uppercut angle. Oh, because just searching in handwritten. Now if I do it, What the frick? Okay, if for some reason, if you go over 100 fonts, it's not going to sync them, but... Okay, is CC... I synced them, though. Oh, that's stupid. So that one synced, but the other ones didn't. I sound so basic. Like, I'm listening to music, but I can hear through that I'm sounding really basic right now. The frick, dude. Okay. I'm gonna save and then reopen it. I don't like when things don't work the first time I try them. I feel like everything should work the first time for me because I am important and special. At least that's what my parents tell me. Alright, so what was it? What was the one? Uppercut? What the frick? Okay, you're synced, so work. That's so upsetting. Honestly, this one this one will have to work, I guess. It's not exactly what I wanted, but I'm trying to hit my quota of tonight. So I'm gonna have to just, I guess, deal with it. Okay, so let's do that. Let's add... I was going to do the dreamy thing last night. I'll just do it over the entire thing when I'm done, because it'll get a little bit complicated if I try to do it on everything. Plus, I want to try to add a drop shadow to this to make it look more like it's actually 3D. So that's normal. It's opacity. Wait, what is that? Oh, it's just blending options. If I go to drop shadow now, make it like that. Can I change like the color now? Oh yeah, I can. So let's go to like a dark purple like that. Distance just enough so that it's not like super crazy. I think 90, just straight up 90 is what I want, so that it just shows up on the bottom. Okay, cool. Yeah, I actually do like that a lot. So that's good. What was I gonna do with the background? I could cut it off at a certain point, like follow a line, and then add like a moon or like a sunrise behind it, which I'm thinking about doing. So let's go to, I don't know what I just did. But right here, what we're gonna do is make a mask. Can I do the pen tool on the mask? Does that show up on there? And then if I do make selection, and then cause white, so it's gonna be, yes, perfect. Okay, so then in that case, what I'm gonna do is follow gonna follow one of these lines and then basically like cut it out from the background and then like add a stylized sun, make it look all sweet. So let's actually follow this piece right here. All of these lead up, which I don't like. Well, no, I do like that. I do. Because I can follow this like that. And then bring it back down. Like this. I just want to follow the natural path because like I do kind of want to cut it off there, but I have an idea on what to do. So then we're gonna do that. So now we have all that selected. Now we're gonna make selection, and then we're gonna wanna, or first, let's invert. So we're gonna invert, fill that in. So let's. If I do that and then invert, no, I want to get rid of this. So hold on. Do I have to? So let's go this way instead then. If that's how it wants to be. So let's control backspace. Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. Gotta make the selection, then do that. So now, in theory, I should have something like that. So then my idea then was to use the pen tool again. So we're gonna use the pen tool again, and then like mask like a front part out. So like something like that, and then we're gonna make the background darker so it looks like more like actual mountains. So. Let's do something like that. All right, so yeah, I'm on the right path here. Where do I want this to go? About here. Yeah, okay. So all this stuff I want in the back. Right there. Actually, if we go from here to right there, Yeah, okay, I like that. So we're going to do that. Duplicate that. Delete the layer mask. Bring it back in. Okay, then continue on, and then just select this bottom part. And then make the selection. And then control backspace. No, because that gets rid of it. If we do it. So first let's I just want to fill this in with black. So if I invert that, I don't know if it'll let me. Because I don't want to select this all again. I mean, it's kind of, if we get rid of that, because when I invert it, it just goes all white, which I don't want. But oh, okay, so that worked. I guess I could just select it and click on a mask, and then it'll mask it, which is nice. I didn't know that. So then if I get rid of that, it's just that front part and then the back part. So then I'd want to go to the gradients, maybe actually invert them. That, and then darken that, and then darken that so it looks good. And then let's add a glow. Oh, it's because that tells the front part. What if we just add a glow to the front? Or at least we'll start with the front. Let's go with like a cyan. Alright, so that looks good. Wait, hold on. We can add purple to it, and then the purple would actually look somewhat decent. Oh geez, that does not look good. So let's bring that down to like 32, and then we can do that for this one as well. Cool. We can also make it not so gross. I don't know why it's acting weird. Because if you just do it like a one color. Okay, now it's not even. Okay, there we go. Okay, so something like that. And then instead of an outer glow, we could just add a color overlay, and then make it cyan. So something like that. Then the background, we wouldn't glow it. And then let's just kind of see how this looks. Okay, that's pretty good. And then let's add that sun that I was talking about, which we're just gonna make in. We're gonna make that in Illustrator. Okay, I can see Illustrator in the background. It's just Photoshop is up above that for some reason. Huh. Interesting. So, for some reason it won't let me show Illustrator. But it's like, it's in the corner. I can see it in the like little top corner. Okay, well, let's be quick about it then. I'll explain what I'm doing. I'm adding a circle, and then I'm gonna use the rounded rectangle tool to add lines in the back. So let me expand this. Alright. So we're going to start small, and then gradually get bigger, and then back to small. Now let's just keep it okay, so yeah, something like that. I'm starting the distance out small, and then I'm gonna double it. So let's make that a little bit smaller. And then double it each time. Or maybe just add one. I'll just add one each time, because I think if I double it, it'll just get bigger too quickly. So you'll see once I'm done with this. Okay, I think that's enough. I just added 5, or no, 6. Added 6 of them. I think it'll look good enough for the purpose that I want. Alright, so I'm going to bring this into Photoshop now. So basically that's what I did. I made some sort of a colored sun deal. Well, it's not not a sun yet, because let's place it. Let's get rid of that so that we can actually, like, see it. I want it to be seen. So I'd want to put it kind of like behind one of these, but I don't think that's gonna be good. So let's check it with the text to see how much of the text covers it. I think that'll be okay once I mask it out there. So let me find. Okay, so vector smart object is there. Let's get rid of that for right now. Let's just mask around that area. Click on the vector smart object. Or no. I want to do this one, and then we're gonna do what I just learned before, and just make that selection. Click on the sun layer. So do that. Make this into a selection, and then we hit mask, and then it masks around like that. And so then we can put the text there. And yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. So there's a little bit of problem with the selection right there. Well, what we can do, we could just take the pen tool, which it's already selected, and then just select that part. And then fill that in with white. Make selection, and then fill that in like that. So something like that, make selection, and then backspace. So yeah, something like that. And then we're gonna add some styles to it. So let's do gradient overlay, and then we're gonna change the colors to one of my favorite gradient colors. It's going to be pink. Pink to orange to yellow, like that. And then I want pink to be, let's see what looks better. Usually I have pink at the top going down to yellow, but I think I like yellow going down to pink, like that. And then let's add a glow. And let's make it yellow. Can make spread like that. Let's change the contour maybe to make it look a little bit better. No. So we're gonna do that. Let's fade it out a little bit more. Or we could just try an inner glow. Make that like a yellow. And then let's see how it messes with the pink. We can just do a gradient down to pink, and then put orange right there. Alright, so then we could raise the opacity. Something like that. What does satin do? Okay. Then let's do like an outer glow. Bring up the opacity. Size a little bit. I don't want it too much to make it look bad. Okay, I think that's good enough. Yeah. So if we turn off the effects, it looks like that. We turn them on, boom. So that looks pretty good. The background, we could have, is this one right? Yeah. So we could have the gradient overlay go from like that, but have it start at like purple down there, and then if we bring the opacity of this to 0, or at least lower, we could have it fade in. Except let's get rid of that. I just kind of want the background to be like different from the foreground. So I think I can do I think I'm gonna do a color overlay again, but then make this pink, and I think that'll be enough of a differentiator. Let's add the outer glow, pink. Oh yeah, so something like that. The background, like this part right here, we could add what could we add? Some more ASMR for you guys. I mean, it looks, I think it looks pretty good from, like, you know, starting from nothing to this. We could add like stars maybe in the background, which would really just be dots. So, okay, yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna go back to Illustrator and make a scatter brush. Brushes, new brush, scatter. And then we're gonna make it random, and it's gonna be either smaller to that. Yeah, so we're gonna have to change that. Spacing, random, scatter. Okay, I need more scatter, because they're all like clumped together, and I want them to be more spaced out. Rotation, spacing. Okay, so I think I found something I kind of like. So let me expand it and then just kind of move some of the dots around because they're on top of each other and like the spacing is a little bit uneven. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna bring it into Photoshop now. Drop it in there. And then it looks kind of bad now, but then once I place it, it'll be fine. So, I don't know. I want something there, but I just don't know what, because it looks kind of bland right now, and that might be part of the background's fault. Let's just do a color overlay and make it black, just to see. Okay, yeah, that honestly looks better if we just make it black. Oh, what if I do what I did in one of the other Outrun things I made? Basically, I added these lines to the background and like blurred them out a little, or like changed the opacity, and it looks kind of cool. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about right here. Kind of like that. I did though like mask out the sun or like anything that was around it. So I'm gonna change the opacity a little bit. Like that, and then I'm gonna mask around the stuff. So let's do that. Where's the pen tool? So we're gonna place it, and then use the pen tool. We can have the glow in there still, though. I think that'll be fine. Okay, so like that. Make the selection and then mask. So kind of like that, and then also I can use the brush and then paint it out like where it intersects with the sun. Kind of like that, and then since there's like a feather on the brush, it's gonna add like a nice like fade out. It's not gonna be super harsh. Okay, so yeah, something like that. I think that looks pretty good. I don't know, not much else I could do with it. I could add a glow to this, but I don't know how good that would look. So add a little glow. Let's make it like purple, or I think pink would look good. So yeah, let's do pink. I don't know. It's not really showing up. If I raise opacity, because before it was at like 5, which I think is fine. Yeah, like 4 or 5%. Okay. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. From, like I said, starting with nothing and then coming up with this, especially since a lot of my other stuff didn't really, nothing really happened. Right now, I'm just gonna fade it out. Or hold on. So we got a brush, and then I can just kind of like fade it out that way. Just kind of fade it out, and then one thing that I would do for everything is just group everything, duplicate it, which Control J. So we're gonna want 2 copies. We're gonna do filter. Can I not do filters on everything? Okay, well, I'm going to keep the group and then just rasterize these 2 because I don't think I can... There's smart objects. There we go. So we're going to convert them to smart objects so I can actually like put the effect on them, because I don't think I can put the effect on just the like a group. So filter, other, high pass. So with the high pass, we want to make sure everything's selected, like so that we can see the edges, just to make it sharper. We put that on overlay, and it makes everything a little bit bolder. Obviously, it's not much, but if we zoom in, there you can see the difference. It's pretty noticeable. So then we're gonna go here, and then filter, noise, and then we're gonna reduce the noise, because right now it's pretty sharp, and with this, it basically makes it like more blurred. So we're gonna, what was it, Control Alt, yeah. So we're gonna keep applying that filter a couple times to blur it out, kind of like a like an outrun style thing, and then we're going to make that a smart object and do filter and noise. I want to add noise to it, and then do filter, blur, and then do motion blur to kind of blur it out like that. And then if I do normal and multiply, you get kind of like that sort of VHS effect, which I don't know if I really need like that blur. I think it'll look decent with just that. One thing though that I should do is, because I wanna keep these colors, so I'm going to I'm gonna just add a new layer, fill that in with white, and then add the noise like that, and then do filter, blur, motion blur, then add that, and then we're gonna do multiply. So if we do so, that's before and that's after. So it adds a sort of like a roughed up look. Let's just subtly add that, because I think that's a little much and it's taking away from the color. And let's do a little color correction. So that's the midtones. Let's add blue, or yeah, let's add blue. And then for the highlights, add. I don't know. I think adding a little bit of blue to everything is working out. Okay, so that's before any color correction, and that's after. So obviously, huge difference. Really makes it pop. Let's just mess around with it a little bit more. Alright, so before, after, I don't like that. Don't like it one bit. I think it's just because like that line got really dark and it's not as purple as I'd want it to be, so we could just raise that up a little bit like that. So I don't know. That makes it pop a little bit more. And then we could add a little bit of contrast. All right, so yeah, and then just to show you, that's before any color correction. That's after. So huge difference. I like doing that with Photoshop. Is like once I finish like some sort of like vector thing, I'll hit it with a little bit of color correction, and it usually makes it pop. So yeah, dude, that looks pretty good. I think we're done. I think that's it. So first of all, let's save. Then export as a PNG, banner, save. Alright, so that is going to conclude this episode, or this stream episode. That was, okay, I think we hit our goal. My goal is about, like, do something in an hour, and I think I hit that. It was just, like, 13 minutes over, but a lot of it was, like, me trying to find stuff and set stuff up. So, pretty good. Alright, anyway, see you guys tomorrow at around the same time, 10 o'clock. Peace.